last year.
The news with Steve McMurray and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I am Steve McMurray.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2, meteorologist Eric Gage.
A lot to get to this morning. We're now in the first full day of the official first full day of spring. So that's why I said we're a little bit springy, hoping, and now you told me the wind chills are going to be in the single digits. So go ahead.
Tomorrow, bitterly cold, single-digit wind chills. Today, not too bad, but we're going to be tracking some snow showers. Some of them could produce reduced visibility, especially early this afternoon. So let's look at the radar right now. So what's going on is we've got this low pressure directly north of us, and because of that, some of these snow bands could be producing more reduced visibility than the light snow we saw overnight last night. You can see some of those isolated bands already taking place just over Oswego and parts of Lewis County. The timing of that looks to be later on in the day, but I'll talk about more of that in just a second. Temperatures right around freezing. Some of that snow that was falling yesterday was pretty much melting as it was reaching the ground in the Mohawk Valley. As those temperatures didn't really cool down too much. And again, as Steve mentioned, the spring equinox was 11:04 p.m. last night, so today would officially be the first full day of spring, and you can tell it's springtime by looking at the sun angle right there. We've actually got a perfect balance of the sun going from north to south. But over the next 12 hours here locally, a few clouds and flurries this morning give way to some rain showers in the Mohawk Valley. Then that switches over to blowing snow, and then a quick cool down tonight. We'll talk about how cold it gets for tomorrow and the potential for some weather heading into this weekend coming up. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. A portion of State Route.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Welcome back. Taking a look at your Munson commute cast this morning as you head to work, and plus the details on your evening commute. Starting out, a look at those drive times all across central New York. I-90 and the arterial looking pretty okay as of this hour. Looking at Route 49 and Route 5S, same thing. Drive times looking pretty average. Average speed of Route 49 around 60 to 65 miles per hour, and Route 5S right around 53 miles per hour. If you're driving in Otsego County today, look at Route 28 from Cooperstown to I-90 and Route 12 if you are living north of Remsen, going from 790 to Remsen. Look at those drive times right there. And for this morning, a lot of locations that saw some steady light snow overnight. A lot of it didn't really accumulate too much, but this afternoon, even before the evening commute, we're tracking the potential for some snow squalls. Of course, we'll be tracking those throughout the afternoon if they do develop, but just be a heads up that we could be seeing some quick changes in the weather with blowing snow arriving suddenly heading into this afternoon. Again, this should be ending roughly by the late evening commute, but we'll be following this throughout the day. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks a lot. And again, Route 26 between Weaver and Converse Road still.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good Wednesday morning. Welcome back, everyone, as we take a live look outside. Things are looking pretty quiet this morning. Winds a little bit breezy, but temperatures still hovering right around the 32-degree mark. Because of that, a lot of any light snow we saw here in the Utica area pretty much melted as it reached the ground. Or if it did, maybe a light dusting, different cases as you head up in higher elevations and hilltops. But this morning, not too bad of a start. And taking a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, that front has passed us overnight that brought that light snowfall. Now with low pressure directly north of central New York, this will feed in a few stronger isolated snow bands that could produce the potential for a snow squall this afternoon. And again, snow squalls are brief rounds of sudden whiteout conditions. It doesn't last too long, but it's enough to cause rapidly reduced visibility and a quick accumulation of snow. That's a potential for early this afternoon. As you can see here, we warm up into the mid to even as high as the upper 30s. However, that rain begins to turn over to that blowing snow later on between 2 and 3 p.m. here in the Mohawk Valley. As you can see, our precipitation chance, that looks to arrive with those snow showers. And then things will quickly cool down heading into tonight. So again, our chance of snow outlook right here. Here it comes right in the mid-afternoon today. Then a few lingering light snow showers and our on and off snow potential that you've been seeing for the past few days will come to an end by Thursday. But heading straight to our skycast, because again, we're talking about that blowing snow arriving this mid-afternoon. Those darker blues right there, it quickly pushes through, and then by 5, 6 p.m., just a few lingering spotty snow showers before things do eventually wind down by early Thursday morning with lake effect snow south, and then gradual clearing skies throughout the day. We could get some peaks of sunshine right before sunset. However, the main thing we're monitoring on Thursday are those temperatures. Very windy conditions and highs barely reaching the low 30s. So you factor in all that. And here's a look at the wind chills as we head into tonight and tomorrow. So today, wind chills in the 30s. Then they fall into the teens, single digits, below zero wind chill early tomorrow morning. 0 degree wind chill up in Boonville. And then throughout the afternoon, even by noontime, 10 degree wind chill, 9 degree wind chill, -2 up in Old Forge. It's going to be a blustery and cold day. Definitely bundle up if you were heading out on Thursday. And just a heads up on our system we've been tracking later on this weekend, especially for Friday night into Saturday. You can see here just how close of a call it is. We're still hovering back and forth between the warm side and the cold side of this low pressure, and that determines everything, whether we see mainly snow, a mixture of rain and snow, or entirely rain. So as we get more high-resolution data today and tomorrow, we'll fine-tune that forecast and provide updates for that. But for today, across central New York, we're talking about 30s, afternoon brief blowing snow, windy conditions tonight. Overnight lows falling down into the teens with lingering flurries. 7-day forecast. Cold for tomorrow, windy with those bitterly cold wind chills. Warming up a little bit more on Friday. Then by Saturday and Sunday, those temperatures do climb a bit into the 40s. 47 the high Monday, near 51 the high Tuesday. So as we continue on into the middle of next week, things will be trending more in the spring-like direction.
Well, that is good news because, like we said yesterday, today, today's the first full day of spring.
Yeah.
Single-digit wind chills tomorrow. So folks that really missed the winter,
here it comes a little bit.
They're going to get a little bit of a taste of it, no doubt. All right, thanks a lot, Eric. Well, coming up, the time now.
Now, the news with Steve McMurray and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us this half hour. I'm Steve McMurray.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
Let's start this half hour with a check of that Storm Tracker 2 forecast. And not a lot of snow in the air this morning on the way. The morning commute, certainly a little better than yesterday.
Yeah.
A little bit warmer, too. But that's going to do a 180 pretty much.
Yeah, a 180 this afternoon. Yeah, this morning it's quiet. Let's take out the radar right now and see where things are shaping up because, yeah, as Steve mentioned, a 180 as we head into this afternoon. A few lingering flurries early this morning, but as low pressure north of our area continues eastward, it'll drag in a stronger cold front that could produce some potential for snow squalls this mid-afternoon, roughly between 12 and 3 p.m. That looks to be the best chance for seeing maybe one or so. The conditions have to be exactly perfect, so as the system does continue to develop, we'll of course provide updates if they do end up forming. Currently 33 degrees in Rome, 32 in Hamilton, temperatures right around freezing, causing those light snow showers overnight to not really accumulate too much in the Mohawk Valley. And also, the spring equinox was officially 11:04 p.m. last night, meaning the sun was directly facing the equator, and now it continues its track northward. We're now on the warmest side of the sun starting today. And over the next 12 or so hours, you can see here, we got a few lingering flurries, a dry start by 10 a.m., and then some spotty rain turning back over to blowing snow this afternoon. and then a sharp cool down tonight as we're tracking a bitterly cold day tomorrow. We'll talk about that, plus a potential for some other weather heading into this weekend straight ahead. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. And don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. New this morning, former President
Welcome back to News Channel 2 at sunrise, showing our weather photo of the day. This one was submitted just yesterday by Skywatcher Sean up in Inlet of bluebirds. Fantastic shot right here as more and more birds are moving into our area as spring is slowly arriving. And since it's very spring-like, I feel that for the next week or so, I'll put some priority on bird pictures. If you want to send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics, any birds either on the bird feeder or a nice shot, I will take preference to them over any other shot. But don't worry, those of you who sent in beautiful pictures of sunrises, of other things, I will also show them as the springtime continues on. Again, this, if you want to submit a photo like this one, send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics. Current temperatures across central New York in the low to mid 30s in the Mohawk Valley, 35 Whitesboro, 30 Otter Lake, 29 up in Inlet. And on the radar, we're looking at a few light flurries taking place right now. Relatively heavier snow showers in Old Forge. Beyond that, we are tracking potential for some snow squalls this afternoon. We'll talk about when that could be happening coming up. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. The Utica University men's hockey team shipped off to Hartford.
Most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Welcome back. Our first full day of spring is here. The official start at 11:06 p.m. last night. Downtown Utica right now, following that, has been seeing some spotty light snow showers. But for now, it's looking to be drying up a little bit before things turn more active again this afternoon. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2, a live radar for those of you in the Camden area in northern United County. We've got a single isolated band of some stronger lake effect that could be moving closer to Boonville. A heads up for those of you up there that you could be seeing suddenly snowy conditions within the next hour. The rest of central New York is looking relatively quiet, a few flurries falling. Temperatures will climb into the mid to upper 30s today. Following that, though, a sharp cool down from a cold front could bring the potential for some blowing snow and the potential for some snow squalls. You can see the timing of it right here as a cold front moves through between roughly 12 p.m. at the very earliest to as late as 3 or 4 p.m. By 5 p.m., the front passes, and we're tracking that cool down as pretty much most snow is over and done with, a few lingering lake effect flurries, but by Thursday afternoon, we are looking entirely dry. Heading straight to our Skycast to talk about the timing and what follows this front. As you can see here, 12 p.m. it starts to arrive in the northwestern portion of our area, sweeps through central New York. The biggest potential for a snow squall will be generally south of Route 20 as that front gets slingshotted across the southern valleys into the capital region and areas east. But you can see here by 5, 6 p.m. a few lingering spotty snow showers, but overall things do eventually wind down. But also, they cool down. Let's take a look at those wind chills. It's going to be windy for tomorrow. So you factor in those cold temperatures, and we get wind chills near zero and below zero overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning, -4 up in Old Forge. And then throughout the afternoon tomorrow, wind chill of 10 in Utica, 5 Boonville, 7 in Oneonta. Something to mention too while we're still here is the potential for a weekend wintry system. It's still moving back and forth. We are right along that mixing line. You can see that pink area right there. So as of now, it's still too early to put a call out for the potential for rain or snow. But as we get more data coming in the next few days, we will provide updates to that. Today across central New York, afternoon brief blowing snow, temperatures in the 30s. Tonight, lows in the teens, cold with lingering flurries. 7-day forecast, bundle up tomorrow, highs only in the 20s before we warm back up into the 30s on Friday. and spring will start to make its return again by next week with Tuesday's high in the 50s.
Yeah, so you look at that, we're in the teens, and then you're up in the, did that say 51?
Yeah, 51,
So,
15, we'll just flip-flop those numbers.
Unbelievable, but that's the way it goes. All right,
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Eric. Well, the time now is 5:50, 2024, and the news begins right now.
Now, the news with Steve McMurray and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us. I'm Steve McMurray.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2, meteorologist Eric Gage.
A lot to get to this morning, but we want to get right to a check with the Storm Tracker 2 forecast first. Yesterday at this time, still snowing out there. Some of the back roads a little, get icing over really quickly. Not the case right now. Oh, but wait.
Yes, that's right. It's a quiet start this morning. A few flurries. It's been too warm in the valley to have any of the snow really stick around. Let's look at the radar and see where that snow is at, because as Steve mentioned, we got to wait a little bit for some of that snow to arrive. A different case for those of you in the Camden area in northwestern Oneida County. There is some lake effect taking place off of Lake Ontario right now that could produce some stronger snowfall rates. But the main attention is a cold front arriving this afternoon into this evening. That could bring the potential for some blowing snow and potential for a snow squall primarily south of Route 20 as we head between roughly 12 p.m. and 4 p.m. today. Around the state, those temperatures still right around freezing. 34 in Rome, 32 in Hamilton. That has prevented a lot of that snow from sticking to the ground. But as you can see, over the next 12 or so hours, we got a variety of weather conditions. A few lingering flurries this morning, drying out briefly, then some rain showers ahead of that cold front in the Mohawk Valley before that sharp cool down arrives. Blowing snow this evening, 4 p.m.-ish. Those temperatures cooling down into the 30s. Winds pick up, and we're tracking a blustery cold day tomorrow, plus the potential for more winter weather heading into the weekend. We'll talk all about that straight ahead. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Welcome back. Time now for your Munson Commute Cast as we take a look at road conditions across the area this morning and provide you updates on the commute as you head home from work today. First off, look at those drive times early this morning, looking pretty okay for I-90 and the arterial. Average speed 50 to 57 along the arterial, just over 60 along I-90. 5S Route 49 looking pretty okay as well. And lastly, taking a look at Otsego County along Route 28 from Cooperstown to I-90, drive time of 35 to 39 minutes. And then lastly, if you're heading north of Utica, Route 12, 790 to Remsen, average time of 16 to 17 minutes. Heading to work today, a few flurries. Some locations, especially out near Camden, could be seeing a bit more in terms of snowfall, but we do dry out a little bit. Some more rain moves in. Cool down, blowing snow by 6 p.m. Steve?
All right, thanks a lot, Eric. The CDC issued a measles alert to
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Welcome back, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Happy first full day of spring. The equinox occurred at 11:06 p.m. last night, and with it came some steady snow showers, feeling more like winter is bringing in its final last laugh. And in downtown Utica right now, it's actually not too bad. The roads are a little bit damp. Temperatures hovered right around 32, so a lot of that snow didn't really accumulate in the lowest elevations. It did a little bit as you head up into those hilltop areas, but the radar right now, not nearly as busy as yesterday morning, but aside from a few lingering flurries across most of central New York, our attention currently is off of a brief lake effect. I wouldn't really quite call it a squall, but it has areas of heavier snowfall rates taking place just along the intersection of Route 26 and 294 outside of Boonville and just north of Camden, Williamstown, Redfield, heading into Lewis County, the town of Western as well, just north heading up Route 46. But for today, at least this morning, we actually quiet down a little bit. We're looking at mostly cloudy skies. Then as temperatures climb into the mid to upper 30s, we'll initially see some spotty rain showers here in the Mohawk Valley before a sharp cool down occurs roughly between 12 p.m. and 4 p.m. That'll bring with it that cold front and that blowing snow chance heading into this evening. As you can see right here, that's the arrival of the cold front. That's our best chance of seeing blowing snow. And then following that, we will gradually dry out heading into tonight and into Thursday night. As you can see here, looking almost entirely dry by 12 a.m. Friday. But to our skycast, we can see that the cold front begins to develop around noontime in areas west, slowly sweeps over the area by around 5 p.m. It's pretty much exited most of central New York, still in parts of Fulton and Montgomery County. Beyond that, though, a few spotty snow showers still lingering, but for the most part, we do eventually quiet down heading into the overnight hours. But as we do quiet down, we also cool down, with those wind chills getting bitterly cold tonight, down into the teens, single digits, some cases below zero up in Old Forge, 3-degree wind chill in Oneonta, and throughout the day tomorrow, wind chills only peaking 10 degrees Utica, 5 in Cooperstown. There's been some talk about a potential for a winter storm this weekend, and we're still fine-tuning the forecast. It's wobbling back and forth. We're not quite on the snowy side or rainy side at this point. We're right in the middle, so we could see a wintry mix heading into Friday night and Saturday, but we'll provide updates as the days get closer and we get a lot more high-resolution data and much more accurate data as well. Today, 30s and afternoon brief snow tonight. Teens bitterly cold with lingering snow in your 7-day forecast. Highs tomorrow only in the 20s, wind chills only in the teens, single digits. A very cold day, but we rebound heading into Friday and Saturday and then next week with highs near 40 and 50.
Yeah, so hopefully you didn't put away the gloves or the hats.
Yeah, we learned our lesson with the Mother's Day snow, with the April snowstorm a few years ago. I wouldn't put away any snow blowers or any snow shovels until at least April.
All right, just out of regardless, no forecast, no data, just life experience.
Yeah,
exactly. All right, thanks a lot, Eric. Well, hey, let's check out today's birthdays. If it is your birthday, happy birthday right now.
Now, the news with Steve McMurray and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. I am Steve McMurray. As Gary continues to recuperate from surgery, Gary, we're thinking of you. So I'm here with
meteorologist Eric Gage.
There you go. That was your cue. So let's start this half hour with a check of that Storm Tracker 2 forecast, because a little bit better on the way in this morning. Commute, no issues. Shouldn't be any issues with the commute this morning. You'll have that in a couple minutes. But things are going to turn pretty quickly.
Yeah, we're going to be tracking some blowing snow this afternoon, a sharp cool down, then a bitterly cold day tomorrow. But before we get to that, let's take a look at those current conditions. Where is that snow taking place right now? Well, so far, just a few light flurries falling over most of central New York. In fact, backtracking to the radar right here, we can see where that snow is. A few light flurries in the Mohawk Valley, Cooperstown, Little Falls. The only location really seeing notable snowfall this morning is up in northern Oneida County, southern Lewis County, in the towns of Florence, north of Camden, north of Route 69, north of Lee, just heading into parts of Boonville along Route 12. So that's where the main snow event is taking place early this morning. Everywhere else, a few flurries. Temperatures also struggling to fall below freezing overnight tonight, as the lows were currently in the 30s, 34 officially in Rome. And over the next 12 or so hours, we will gradually climb from the low to mid 30s into the mid to upper 30s as a few flurries wind down. Clouds give way to some spotty rain showers in the valley. Then that rain turns over to snow as a sharp cool down arrives this evening from a sharp cold front. And following that, blowing snow, then very cold conditions tonight and tomorrow. We'll talk about that, those temperatures, plus what's the conditions looking like for this coming weekend straight ahead. Steve?
All right, thanks a lot, Eric. New this morning, former President.
Welcome back with the first few days of spring just around the corner. Again, the first full day today. The spring equinox occurred last night at 11:06. We figured we'll be showcasing a bit more spring-like photos, and what a better way to show spring is arriving than some very nice bird pictures. This one is submitted by Sean, our sky watcher up in Inlet. Beautiful bluebirds right there. And if you want to submit any bird pictures over the next week or so, I'm taking priority of those over anything else. Don't worry though, if you submitted a very cool picture of a sunrise of space, I'll get to those. Want to showcase the seasons changing at least over the next few. So again, if you have any bird pictures or any spring-like photos like this one, submit at WKTV.com/weather/pics for your chance to have it featured right here on News Channel 2 at sunrise. Temperatures this morning hovering in the 30s over a lot of the area, 35 Whitesboro, 33 in Little Falls. And on the radar, we're tracking some light snow showers, some slightly more notable snow showers in northern Eddy County, but for the most part, things will gradually wind down before snow picks up again this evening. We'll talk about that snow, the sharp cool down, and how cold we get tomorrow straight ahead. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks to Utica University men's ice hockey.
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Welcome back, everyone. Happy Wednesday. After light snow overnight, things are quieting down a little bit. In fact, in downtown Utica, because of those slightly warmer temperatures, not a lot of that snow really stuck to the ground. Currently seeing wet road conditions right there here in the Mohawk Valley. And a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. A few lingering flurries falling. Most notable snow showers are taking place in northern Oneida County. However, this will gradually end and we enter a brief dry period late this morning and into early this afternoon before, in the Mohawk Valley, rain gives way to snow, and in the higher elevations, it will primarily stay as snow between 12 p.m. and then 4 p.m. The day planner today calls for temperatures that are going to climb from the 30s, the low to mid 30s, into the mid to upper 30s. But you can see here that sharp cool down. As that cold front arrives, we can see the exact timing of that right there. Dry start, rain turns over to snow, and then a sharp cool down as we head into the overnight hours. But let's head to the Skycast. I want to show exactly where and when that snow sets up. So we can see here a few lingering snow showers that are coming to an end. Then by noontime, we'll start to see this leading edge of that cold front right there. It will kind of slingshot across central New York, kind of like that, where the strongest winds will likely be south of Route 20. And that's the best chance where a snow squall could occur. So if you do have your Storm Tracker 2 weather app, if you have notifications on, it will notify you if you are in the location of a snow squall in that area. So it's a great tool to have, especially in wintertime when we do see snow squalls. We didn't see a whole lot of them this past winter, though. But back to the forecast for today, you can see that the cold front continues past, then a few spotty snow showers lingering into early Thursday morning. But as weather quiets down, the temperatures will also cool down. Wind chills falling into the teens and single digits, below zero in the highest elevations. So definitely bundle up if you're heading outside for tomorrow. Lastly, there's been some noise about a potential for a winter storm this weekend. And again, we're still fine-tuning the forecast, but I'll give you a heads up. There's still varying data. We are right along that mixing line. Our thoughts are we're likely to see rain or snow. That's the most likely scenario, but still, it's yet to be determined whether we're going to see entirely snow, a mixture of snow and rain, or just entirely rain. We'll wait for more high-resolution, more accurate data to come in before we make that call. Today across central New York, temperatures in the 30s with blowing snow this afternoon. Tonight, a sharp cool down, lingering snow, temperatures in the teens. 7-day forecast, it's cold tomorrow, 27 the high, wind chills single digits. Following that, though, we warm up a little bit heading into next week, so eventually spring does make its return. Winter is just trying its best to hold on.
Because it never showed up the first time, right? All right, thanks, Eric. Well, it's promposal season for high schoolers.
Now, The news with Steve McMurray and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning and thank you for joining us, everybody. I'm Steve McMurray.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
A lot to get to this morning, but we want to get right to the forecast so you can better plan your day. So, Eric, what do they have to look forward to?
Well, the snow we've seen overnight is gradually coming to an end. We're going to dry out a little bit this morning, but then things get a little more active with blowing snow this afternoon that could cause some tricky travel with potential for some snow squalls. So before we get to that, though, let's take a look at where the snow is right now. Now, not everyone is seeing flurries. There's actually a single spot up in northern Oneida County that's looking at slightly stronger snowfall rates in those dark blue areas right here, indicated just north of Western and parts of Boonville into Camden at this point. Zooming out a little bit, we can actually see the leading edge of that cold front beginning to arrive. But in the Mohawk Valley, we're expected to climb a few degrees above freezing. So initially that snow will start out as rain before that sharp cool down occurs this afternoon. But timing it out, you can see here over the next 12 or so hours, we're giving way to clouds, temperatures in the mid to upper 30s. Then you see here at 2 p.m. rain, 4 p.m. a sharp cool down and blowing snow, then 6 p.m. windy conditions and temperatures in the low 30s. We continue to cool down even more tonight as we're looking at wind chills near zero. That plus what to expect for the rest of the work week straight ahead. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. A portion of state...
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Welcome back. Happy Wednesday, everyone. We are tracking a few clouds in the sky this morning as snow showers wounded down from the past few hours. A live look at downtown Utica. Again, looking pretty quiet. Roads a little damp, gradually drying up, and a few flurries taking place right now are coming to an end. We're still tracking a few isolated, stronger cells of snow in northern Oneida County, heading closer to western Route 46, just south of Boonville. But this will end, and we enter a bit of a dry period for the mid to late morning, lasting into the early afternoon before temperatures climb into the upper 30s to maybe low 40s. Beyond that, a sharp cold front arrives, bringing blowing snow, strong winds, potential for whiteouts from snow squalls roughly between 12 p.m. and 4 p.m. And you can see the arrival of that front right here. Rainfall and snowfall chances pick up. Initially rain in the Mohawk Valley, then turning over to snow in the late afternoon. But to our skycast, we can see a brief dry period late this morning, early this afternoon. There's that cold front out in the west, and notice it kind of behaves like a windshield wiper. It'll swing sideways through central New York, and the areas seeing the best chance for a snow squall will be south of Route 20 in the southern valleys. Again, roughly between, we're thinking in Otsego County, maybe 2 to 4 p.m., a little earlier out west. That passes through, things quiet down a little bit with a few pockets of some additional snow showers before things do eventually cool down. And by cool down, we mean a big cool down with an Arctic blast, wind chills dropping down into the teens and single digits, below zero wind chills overnight, especially up in Old Forge in the highest elevations, 0 wind chill Boonville, 3 wind chill Oneonta, and during the daytime, we barely reach wind chills in the teens and single digits across a lot of the area. So again, if you're heading out tomorrow, definitely bundle up. Then following that, heading into Friday and Saturday, there's been some noise about a potential winter storm this weekend, and giving you the straight facts right now, we're still undetermined on exactly where the rain and snow sets up. Notice 2 separate models right here. One has the warm air shifting more north, the 540 line north of our area, and another one a little bit cooler. So we'll wait for more high-resolution data to come in. Our thoughts are we're going to see rain or snow, but we got to fine-tune exactly what we see with that. Today, 30s, afternoon blowing snow. Tonight, lingering flurries, lows in the teens. 7-day forecast. We gradually warm up as spring will slowly make its return heading into Sunday and eventually next week.
And that was NBC's Garrett Hake reporting. Meteorologist Eric Gage joining us now. And boy, talk about changes coming in the weather. Right about 40 degrees now, but we'll be dreaming of 40 tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. A sharp cool down from a strong cold front, which is on our doorstep right now. Taking a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. It's almost pretty obvious on where that front is. You can see it from pretty much up north of Watertown all the way out to Buffalo. And within this front, there are isolated, stronger snow cells, basically, to put it in plain English. There's going to be near whiteout conditions in some locations. Now, the issue with some spots is parts of the Mohawk Valley are still in the 40s, some spots 45-ish degrees. It's going to take a little bit of snow for it to cool down enough to actually produce snow near the ground. So this front will initially produce some rain showers in the Mohawk Valley, and then eventually producing snow as we head throughout the afternoon. See those temperatures in the valley near 40 in some spots. Southern Valley's a little cooler in the 30s, 40 though in Cooperstown. And over the next 12 hours, we can see that front beginning to arrive. Then that sharp cool down, windy conditions down into the 20s. We're talking about those wind chills, the timing of this front, and potential snow impacts straight ahead. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks a lot. Fantastic weather brought out.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon and welcome back. We are tracking a variety of temperatures across the area before a strong cold front brings an Arctic chill to central New York tonight. A live look at Oneonta ahead of the front. There are a few snow showers popping up. This one producing just some light snow, currently 36 degrees. Still too warm for the snow to collect on the ground, but as we take a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, a few pop-up snow showers here, but the main front is right here, just entering on our doorstep, just outside Oneida County, part of Oswego County, and entering just south of Syracuse. And those temperatures today, you can see in some spots already in the 40s, especially in the Mohawk Valley. But we will continue to cool down tonight with temperatures falling into the 20s. You factor in some of these stronger winds, and it's going to quickly fall to around 14, feels like 10, 11 p.m., down to near single-digit wind chills by tomorrow morning. But following this on our Skycast, here comes that front between roughly 2, 3 p.m. This will move through most of the Mohawk Valley. 4 to 5 p.m. it exits parts of Fulton and Montgomery County out towards Albany. But again, initially in the Mohawk Valley with such warm temperatures, this will likely start out as rain. But if you do get caught in a snow squall, remember, it's short-lived, doesn't last too long. If you don't feel comfortable driving in it with reduced visibility, just pull over on the side of the road, just wait to let it pass. It's worth it if, again, you don't feel comfortable driving in it and the visibilities are greatly reduced. But this is temporary. Following that, we'll see some lake effect response, a few spotty snow showers, but things will wind down in the Mohawk Valley, especially heading into early tomorrow morning with windy conditions. And even though things calm down, the temperatures cool down tremendously. Here comes that Arctic blast. Even though we're a few days into spring, tomorrow we'll start out with wind chills in the teens and single digits. In fact, below zero up in Old Forge, 3-degree wind chill in Oneonta. And during the afternoon, only warming up with wind chills in the low teens. So definitely bundle up if you are heading out tomorrow. And still with all the talk about a coastal system heading into this weekend, this is a look on Saturday from 2 different models, and you can see there's still inconsistency with the path of the system, but for now, we're still treading that fine line of snow, rain and snow mixture, or just entirely rain. Hopefully, as we get more data coming in the next few days, we'll be able to fine-tune that path of that storm. But for today, across central New York, temperatures in the 40s in some spots, 30s in others, with blowing snow possible this afternoon. Tonight, cooling down very quickly with lows falling into the teens, wind chills into the single digits, in some cases below zero in those hilltops on Thursday. So the coldest day of the next 7. But it's not going to last too long. We're back into the 40s by Saturday and Sunday, near 50s by the middle of next week. So it's temporary, even though winter is trying its best to stick around as long as it can. The strong March sun is going to eventually bring in those warmer temperatures.
And melt most of whatever lands anyway. Okay, thanks a lot, Eric. Well, coming up, we've got breaking England.
I'll say that.
And it's going to be cold here coming up in just a matter of hours, right?
Yeah, and I would say cold being a little bit of an understatement, and at least compared to what we've seen recently. Take all these wind chills. We're talking about near zero wind chills tomorrow morning. And this is like near the middle and end of March. So again, we're looking at a sharp cool down, and this cool down is due to this strong cold front we are seeing right now on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. It is slowly starting to bring in some snow, but before that, in the Mohawk Valley, temperatures are still hovering in some spots in the 40s. This will likely fall out as rain initially, then over to some sleety, wet snow, and eventually over to some snow showers and moderate to heavy snow in these darker blue bands. And we'll talk about the timing of this arrival coming up within the next few minutes. But over the next 12 hours, you can see here that cool down, not even factoring in that wind. Those temperatures will fall in the 20s as pretty much the snow will come to an end. A few lingering spotty snow showers and flurries overnight. We enter a bit of a quiet pattern before our next weather maker arrives by the weekend. We'll talk all about that in detail straight ahead. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. It may be chilly, but spring is definitely here.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon and welcome back. After some light snow showers yesterday, things have wound down a little bit this morning, but we're tracking some more snow ready to pick right back up again within the next few hours. A live look in Cooperstown right now, a few spotty snow showers ahead of that cold front are producing, again, some snow here in Cooperstown right along Main Street. But the bigger picture is that strong cold front is continuing to arrive on our doorstep, just entering parts of Oneida County. These locations in the darker blue could have moderate to heavy snowfall rates, poor visibility, sudden whiteout conditions. A heads up if you're heading out any roads between now and then eventually as it passes through all of our area by 4 or 5 p.m. It's a quick round of snow, but things will change fairly quickly. So if you do get caught in a snow squall, just a heads up, just pull over to the side of the road, wait for it to pass. If you're comfortable driving in the low visibility. In fact, here's a look at the timing of it. You can see here, ending right about 1 p.m. in the Camden area, western Oneida County, 1 to 3 p.m. heading through the Mohawk Valley from Rome all the way to Little Falls, and then 3 to 5 p.m. the track of this system as it continues out to Fultonville in Fulton and Montgomery counties, eventually towards the capital region. But you can see here by 3 p.m. most of that snow is done with here in most of the Mohawk Valley. But to our SkyCast, you can see it kind of produce a windshield wiper effect as it continues to accelerate. That's the best chance of seeing a snow squall is south of Route 20. But pretty much all of central New York will see at least a little bit of snow. It might take a little longer in the Mohawk Valley as those temperatures are approaching the mid-40s. So it will initially start out as rain, then to a wet, sleety type snow, and then eventually over to snow for maybe an hour or so. Following that, a few spotty snow showers continuing, but then ending by early Thursday morning. We dry out with hopefully some peaks of sunshine by Thursday afternoon and Thursday evening. But one thing that is going to be pretty noticeable tomorrow are going to be those wind chills. Very cold. We're talking wind chills falling down to near zero or below zero by early tomorrow morning. -4 up in Old Forge, -6 Speculator, 1 degree Cooperstown, 3 Oneonta. Even by the afternoon, not warming up by much with wind chills in the single digits and as high as the teens. But we eventually do warm up a little bit by Friday. And again, there's been some talk about a coastal storm, a winter storm. This far out, it's still looking like we're right on the edge of rain and snow. As of now, we're thinking that There could be a cutoff point where areas north see entirely snow and areas south see rain. We'll wait for more high-resolution data to come in as we approach tomorrow and Friday. But again, today, 30s and 40s, afternoon blowing snow tonight. Lows falling into the teens, wind chills plummeting as well with lingering flurries and snow showers. 7-day forecast, still windy tomorrow, calming down a little bit on Friday with mostly cloudy skies. And again, we're tracking that coastal low Saturday, warming up into the upper 40s to near 50 by Monday and Tuesday. Steve?
Eric, thanks. Spring has sprung. Excuse me. The CDC says more than a quarter of adults in the U.S. and nearly 1 in 5 children have a seasonal allergy. As I continue to cough here, Mandy Gaither reports on what you can do now to protect yourself.
Spring is in the air, literally.
With global warming, climate change, we are seeing these longer pollen seasons that not only last longer but are stronger.
Dr. Purvi Parikh with the Allergy and Asthma Network says tree pollen may last through April or May, and then grass pollen will start to peak until June. Then there's dust and mold with which to contend.
What I tell all of my patients is start your medication early, right at the start of the season.
Parikh says preparing now before symptoms start can help control them. If you have asthma, she says to avoid attacks by getting on preventative or controller medicine early. For allergy sufferers, get on a regimen of nasal sprays and antihistamines, but get ones without a decongestant.
So that means without the letter D in it, because it's actually harmful to use that long term, like for allergies. But things like Zyrtec, Claritin, Allegra, those are all 24-hour antihistamines that actually work quite well.
Help avoid getting stuffy by using steam inhalation or neti pots to open up the sinuses. Keep windows closed, especially in the early morning at peak pollen time. Avoid going outdoors at peak times as well. When you come home, change your clothes, take a shower so that pollen doesn't go to bed with you, and use dust mite covers in the bedroom.
HEPA air purifiers work well for mold and animal allergies, but those air purifiers don't purify everything.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis, the snow came down quite heavy for a time.
Yeah, I mean, we had snow squalls here this afternoon. Thankfully, the roads were just warm enough where we didn't have any big issues with a lot of the snow melting. But we are still tracking it out there right now on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. The heaviest snow is now moving to our east. We do have some snow showers that are still working in from the west, but the heavy stuff is just about done. In fact, even a few breaks of sunshine showing up too in the wake of these snow squalls. Our current temperature is 32 degrees. That wind is going to be picking up as this cold front moves through. The snow ends, but the wind arrives along with the colder weather. Temperatures will drop into the teens tonight. Tomorrow is going to be a very cold day for March standards with highs only in the 20s. That wind chill is going to be in the teens, but the weather does warm up. There's a strong sign of warmer weather returning, but again, we do have to be a little bit more patient as it won't arrive anytime soon. Some snow showers around this evening. Again, the wind and the cold arrive tonight. I'm going to look at the Storm Tracker 2 forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Well, after a 2-day meeting,
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. I'm continuing to track snow showers across central New York. The steady, widespread snow that we saw this afternoon is moving to the east. We had quite a bit of visibility issues with that and an inch or two of snow accumulation. The snow is not quite done, but it's mainly done. I'm not expecting much accumulation, additional accumulation from the leftovers that will be approaching from the west as we head into this evening and tonight. This is, by the way, a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. So again, do expect some snow showers to continue as we head into this evening, but it won't be as steady, as widespread, as heavy as what we were dealing with earlier today. The wind, on the other hand, that's a different story. The winds are going to be picking up. This is a look at current wind gusts across western New York. 44 miles an hour wind gusts in Rochester, Syracuse 38, Buffalo 35 miles an hour. The wind at Griffiths and Rome 25, and again, I do expect those numbers to come up as we head into tonight and especially tomorrow. Tomorrow looks to be a very windy and very cold day. This is a comparison of air temperature to wind chill. We're expecting air temperatures to be in the upper 20s tomorrow. But look at the wind chill. This is what you're going to want to dress for. Single digits and teens. And we really have not had very many cold days this winter. Of course, now that we're into spring, and we're going to try to make up a little bit of ground here. This weather, by the way, does not look to last. Live look at downtown Utica. Look at some brightening skies. As we saw some snow earlier, the sun's back out, at least for now. But again, do expect a few snow showers to arrive as we head into this evening. The snow comes to an end tonight. Overnight lows drop down into the teens. It's expected to be a cold and breezy night. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies, a windy and cold day, but we are dry. High temperatures climb into the upper 20s. Tomorrow night, still breezy and still cold. Overnight lows drop down into the teens. Friday, we see sunshine in the morning, followed by clouds in the afternoon. Colder, but not as windy, so it will feel a little bit less cold on Friday, especially compared to tomorrow. Snow comes to an end tonight, an overnight low of 15. Tomorrow, windy and cold, mix of sunshine and clouds, high temperatures in the upper 20s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Friday looks dry, mostly cloudy, 34 for the high. On Saturday, we're tracking a rain-snow mix. Temperatures will be in the upper 30s, likely seeing snow in the higher elevations north of the Mohawk Valley. On Sunday, temperatures climb into the low 40s, and then we break free of this cold, windy weather pattern. It should be a lot nicer and a lot more spring-like. Temperatures close to 50 for the early part of next week.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Bill.
Dozens of employers from forecast in this half hour and the Skycast, of course, with Bill Curtis.
Yeah, we're tracking warmer temperatures here over the next couple of days. It's going to be really cold tomorrow. That high of 29 will only feel like the teens with the wind, but we do lose the wind a little bit on Friday. Temperatures will be climbing close to 50 as we head towards Monday. So we will climb out of this really cold weather pattern over the next couple of days. Let's talk about the solar eclipse. We're expecting the totality, this is on April 8th, to arrive at around 3:25. It's only for a few moments, a few minutes, and it's for areas north of Rome, north of Hinckley Reservoir. We've been posting a lot of more detailed information on our website, WKTV.com, as well as social media. We're going to continue to pass along more information on this as we get closer. As far as cloud cover goes for April 8th, your guess is as good as mine. It's just too far out in the world of weather forecasting. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Scattered snow showers continue. Keep that in mind if you're going to be taking the dog out for a walk or dogs. Temperatures are in the low 30s, and as we head into this evening, we're looking at a few scattered snow showers. And again, just a cold evening to go out for a walk. Tonight's featured dogs Jersey and Brooklyn from Edmonston. This is brought to you by Nye Automotive Group. Again, we're tracking some warmer weather ahead. A look at the forecast is coming up. Kristen, back to you.
Decision 2024 and a number of...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We continue to track scattered snow showers moving in. In fact, the snow not quite done for most of central New York. The heaviest widespread snow has moved to the east. It's out towards Albany and crossing the New York State border, the eastern New York State border. But we are still seeing a few bursts of snow. In fact, some snow squall warnings have been issued by the National Weather Service in the Binghamton region. But again, looking at the radar, even though we don't have any snow squall warnings currently, this area of snow is coming down pretty hard in Madison County, and if this does intensify, it wouldn't shock me if we had a snow squall warning at some point this evening. We'll keep an eye on this particular one that's just to the south and west of Utica as this is moving from northwest to southeast. This would be tracking towards Otsego County within the next hour. The winds are going to be picking up tonight. The winds will be around tomorrow. That's going to make for a very cold Thursday. This is a look at the wind chills. Remember, the wind chill combines the feels-like temperature, the wind, and the air. And these are numbers that are calculated. So you can't measure a wind chill, but it gives you an idea what it feels like to exposed skin. So dress in layers tomorrow. We haven't been dealing with all that much cold this winter, so this is kind of a shock to the system. It is the middle and we're getting into the tail end of March here soon, so this type of weather is not going to stick around. The wind, though, will be sticking around. It's going to be a windy day tomorrow. The winds will become later on Friday, but then the winds are back as we head into Saturday. Live look at downtown Utica. Despite the snow, the roads are generally wet. Thankfully, traveling has not been a big concern here with temperatures generally above freezing, but tonight temperatures do fall below freezing, so watch out on untreated surfaces. We could have some slippery spots here heading into tomorrow morning. Barneveld 29 degrees, Cassville 27, Fairfield 30, as well as Mohawk, Westford 31, Skenevis 37. Cold front sweeping through the area this afternoon. Temperatures will fall in its wake. Overnight lows drop down into the teens. Some icy spots first thing tomorrow morning, mainly untreated surfaces. Just be careful heading out the door Thursday morning. Thursday afternoon, a few breaks of sunshine, cold, breezy, temperatures in the upper 20s. Tomorrow night, overnight lows drop down into the teens again, but the weather starts to change Friday. It gets warmer and less windy. We're also going to see an increase in cloud cover with high temperatures in the mid-30s. Snow ends tonight. We're down to 15. Again, any untreated surfaces turn icy. Keep that in mind first thing tomorrow morning. Temperatures in the upper 20s, a windy and cold afternoon. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. We are tracking the next weather maker Friday night into Saturday. This looks to be a mix of rain and snow. We'll give you more details on that coming up at 6 o'clock. Sunday's high 42. Temperatures climb into the 50s as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll be right back.
Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
We're not done with the snow just yet. We are tracking some bursts of snow to the west, but this snow is a lot more scattered compared to what we were dealing with this afternoon. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. This snow was our snow earlier today, and it's actually producing some thunder and lightning as it's moving into the Berkshires. This is going to continue to move away, but again, we're looking at colder, windier weather as we head into tonight. Current temperature 32 degrees, a west wind making it feel like 21. It is going to be cold through tonight as well as tomorrow. The snow comes to an end, but we trade it with windier and colder weather as we head into tomorrow afternoon. All signs point towards warmer weather, though, as we look ahead. This evening, still tracking snow showers, and a few of those snow showers will create some poor visibility, if not whiteouts at times, but we're not expecting more additional, not much more additional snowfall. We're tracking that colder weather for tomorrow along with the warm-up. A look at the forecast coming up. Kristen, back to you.
Congressman Brandon Williams says he's fighting for...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. Tracking snow showers that continue across central New York. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. The heavy stuff, the heavy widespread snow has moved to the east, but we are still seeing some leftovers, and a few of these snow showers are producing some locally higher rates of snowfall. In fact, this snow shower over Hamilton likely producing some whiteouts. This is tracking to the south and east, so just be on guard if you're driving this evening. There could still be some slippery spots and rapidly changing weather conditions with bursts of snow still moving through the area, at least for the next couple of hours. The snow does come to an end. As we lose the snow, we'll see more wind and colder weather. This is a look at wind gusts across New York State. Stronger winds to the west. The winds will be picking up as we head into tonight and tomorrow. We're thinking peak wind gusts tomorrow afternoon could be as high as about 40 miles an hour. Combine the wind with the temperatures, we get a cold wind chill. High temperatures in the upper 20s. The wind will make it feel more like teens throughout most of the day. In fact, even single digits in the morning. Just make sure you dress in layers if you're going to be heading out. We have not been dealing with very much cold this winter, so this will be a shock to the system. As we look ahead, we'll see a lot less wind heading into Friday. Live look in Old Forge, a temperature of 27 degrees, and again, some snow-covered roadways. Keep in mind that untreated surfaces could become very slippery tonight as temperatures fall below freezing. Whitesboro 30 degrees, Clinton, Bob with 30 degrees, Mike in New Hartford 33, Fairfield 30, Eric in Inlet with 27, Westford 31 degrees, Worcester with 31. Many of our sky watchers picked up about an inch or two of snowfall throughout today. So you look at the radar and satellite image, a cold front has moved through, and we will see colder, windier weather, but the wind direction should put an end to the snow tonight. Looking at decreasing clouds overnight, temperatures drop down into the teens. Tomorrow morning, mostly cloudy skies, a cold, windy day with high temperatures in the upper 20s. The weather remains dry tomorrow night, clearing skies. Overnight lows drop down into the teens. And then Friday, sunshine in the morning gives way to clouds heading into Friday afternoon. We're keeping an eye on a nor'easter on Saturday. This is expected to produce a rain-snow mix across central New York, but the northern half of our area does favor more of that wet snowfall. So be keeping an eye on that. Again, this is for Friday night and into Saturday. Dealing with that mixed precipitation. Snow ending tonight, low 15. Tomorrow, windy and cold, a high of 29. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Dry on Friday, less wind, 34. That rain snow mix Friday night and Saturday. Saturday's high 38, 42 on Sunday. The weather warms up. It's going to feel a lot more spring-like with highs in the 50s on Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll be right back.
For a first look at the forecast, Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis, tracking some snow squalls out there right now, right?
Yeah, we've got bursts of snow rolling through the region, just continuing tonight. This should be the tail end of the activity. We're really not expecting much more additional snow, but if you are heading the road over the next hour or two, the weather does look a little dicey. Again, we're tracking those scattered snow showers across central New York. Right at the moment, not affecting Griffiths, a temperature of 28 degrees, but that wind is, and that wind's going to continue to pick up from the west tonight, making it feel like 17 at the moment. It's going to be a chilly day tomorrow. Highs only in the upper 20s, and with the wind, it's going to feel even colder than that. But looking ahead, the weather will start to warm up. So we'll bottom out tomorrow, and we'll get a chance to dry out, and then the weather will start to warm up as we head into the weekend and early next week. Snow showers tonight, low temperature of 15, so a cold one, and watch out for some icy spots too. Untreated surfaces could be pretty slippery through tomorrow morning. We've got to look at a cold Thursday, but again, some warmer weather ahead. Look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. We've learned a tractor on fire inside an attached garage caused this home.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We continue to track snow showers, bursts of snow rolling through central New York, and the snow is coming down at a pretty good clip across central Oneida County. This will slowly drift to the south and east. It's the leftovers of a cold front, a little burst of some lake effect snow here this evening. And again, just kind of zooming in, showing you some areas being affected by this. Paris, Utica, New Hartford areas in and south of the Mohawk Valley. In addition to the snow, just be aware that untreated surfaces are expected to remain very slippery tonight, as we did have some snow melt today as temperatures were above freezing when that snow came. Again, those untreated surfaces could be a little bit icy out there. So watch out on sidewalks, driveways, parking lots. The main roads are well treated by now. And that'll be the case through tomorrow morning. Wind gusts around the state. Rome up to 33 miles an hour, one of the windier spots in New York. The winds are going to be around again tomorrow. We combine that with the air temperature. It is going to be a cold day. Temperatures will climb into the upper 20s, but it's going to feel like single digits and teens as we head into the day tomorrow. Dress nice and warm. Wear layers. We really haven't dealt with much of that really cold weather here for most of the winter, and looks like we're going to be dealing with it again tomorrow. Conditions in downtown Utica right now. Again, you can see poor visibility, those snow bands rolling through. The road's wet, but some areas are a little bit slippery, especially side roads. The radar and satellite image showing a cold front moving through the area tonight. Again, getting colder throughout tonight. Those snow showers do come to an end. Overnight lows drop down into the teens. Tomorrow, a cold day. We expect the weather to dry out. Mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures climb into the upper 20s. The weather remains dry tomorrow night. Overnight lows drop down into the teens. On Friday, the weather starts out sunny. We'll see some clouds. And Friday night is when we're tracking our next weather maker. This looks like a nor'easter will be moving in. And based on some of the latest computer model projections, it looks like a mix between rain and snow. Areas north of the Mohawk Valley, especially the higher elevations, favoring snow. The Mohawk Valley and southern valleys favoring more of a rainfall. But again, it's a really close call here. Again, Friday night into early Saturday, we're going to keep a close eye on this weather system. Snow ending tonight, low of 15. Again, watch out for some icy spots. Windy and cold tomorrow, a high of 29. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. It turns less windy on Friday, 34 degrees. Rain and snow Friday night into Saturday, 38. Temperatures climb into the low 40s on Sunday, and it does gradually warm up and turn nicer. Sunshine, temperatures in the upper 40s on Monday, back into the low 50s. Looking ahead to Tuesday and Wednesday.
You see more sun when we get to April because you know what's coming up.
Yeah, I know.
Let's keep our fingers crossed.
Yep.
All right, thanks, Bill. Coming up next, the countdown continues. First look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis. Okay, so earlier tonight, lots of snow. This is starting to break up, though, right?
It is. It's been a process. We're still seeing snow tonight, but we're kind of on the tail end of this. And the snow tonight is localized. The areas that are seeing snow still coming down. Visibility is still an issue. Roads still slippery. But this will not last through the morning commute. I think things will turn out a lot easier to get around in the morning. Current temperature is 26 degrees. That wind has picked up tonight as a cold front has moved through. Look, feels like 14 right now, and it's that wind chill that's going to be the big story as we get into tomorrow. Wind gusts tomorrow afternoon up to about 40 miles an hour. Temperatures in the upper 20s. It's going to feel like teens and single digits for most of the day. The temperature trend, though, looking ahead, looks to warm up, and it's going to be a gradual warm up here. Temperatures in the 30s Friday and Saturday, but it's going to feel more spring-like here by Monday and Tuesday. Before we get there, though, we've got another weather system to track for Friday night and Saturday, and that could bring a mix of rain and snow. Snow showers tonight down to 15. Watch out for a few slippery spots through tomorrow morning, especially untreated surfaces. We're taking a look at the warming trend ahead. Look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. We've learned to track.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. We continue to track rounds of snow showers moving across central New York. It's a live look at the Yorkville Battery. Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Very disorganized bands of snow, but where it is snowing, it is coming down pretty hard. Heaviest snow band in our area is just north of the city of Utica, out towards Trenton. Again, poor visibility in the middle of this band as it continues to head to the south and east. And there's another one just north of Norwich. Again, heavy snowfall in this individual band. Outside of these bands, there's really not a lot of weather going on, just a lot of wind. And again, with these bands of snow being very disorganized, we're not expecting a lot of accumulation here. Maybe another fluffy ½ to an inch of snowfall as this snow gradually winds down as we head into tonight. Be aware, untreated surfaces could be very slippery tonight. We had melting snow today with temperatures above freezing. As temperatures continue to fall below freezing tonight, again, icy spots could develop on sidewalks, parking lots, driveways through tomorrow morning. Just something to keep in mind. It's windy out there. Latest wind gusts from Rome, 26 miles an hour. Rome being one of the windier spots in the state at this hour. We're expecting wind gusts tomorrow to be as high as 40 miles an hour. When we combine that with the air temperature, it is going to be a cold day. High temperatures climb into the upper 20s, but the wind will make it feel more like single digits and teens. The wind chill tomorrow, reminiscent of the middle of winter. We haven't really dealt with much cold weather this winter, so it's going to be a shock. And yes, this is very unusual to be this cold here at this point in March. Live look in downtown Utica. Things look quiet for now. There was a band of snow that was in the city about an hour ago, and again, we're going to continue to track some snow showers here as we head into tonight. Cold front moved through earlier today, and in its wake, again, cold, dry air will settle in. Tonight, looking at mostly cloudy skies, snow showers come to an end. Morning commute should be dry. Temperatures start out in the low 20s. A cold day tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies, temperatures in the upper 20s. Mostly clear tomorrow night. Overnight lows drop down into the teens. Sunshine Friday morning, followed by clouds. It's dry Friday, but we are watching Friday night. In fact, a nor'easter is expected to develop, bringing a mix of rain and snow across central New York. Some different ideas on the table as to how this plays out. One idea is for more rain and more widespread rain. Another suggests that there will be more snow mixing in, especially the higher elevations. We'll continue to keep you posted as we get closer. Tonight, snow showers ending, low of 15. Tomorrow, a cold, windy day. high of 29. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast, 34 on Friday. The winds calm down. Rain and snow Friday night and Saturday, 38. Sunday up to 42. Temperatures warm up and we'll see less wind with highs close to 50 by Tuesday and Wednesday.
That'll feel a lot warmer compared to tomorrow.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks, Bill. Coming up next, the countdown continues across New York.